Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Calvin Russell here, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone is doing well. Today we're going to talk about the top 2 reasons why people hate being landlords, but at the same time, I want to show you how to get around those, okay? So, number one, the number one reason why most people hate being landlords is because, again, well, not again, because of course, people will be late on rent, okay? And there are times where you can probably have a building where people are just not going to, be late, but it's better to prepare for the worst case scenario. Okay, and when I say that, it's simply because it's easier when you prepare for it and you're not sure what's going to happen, was no, or how to get around it. Sorry if you guys hear some crying in the background. That's actually my nephew. So this is why I normally do videos very late at night or early in the morning. So, but either way, it's best that you look to see if if you're prepared for something like that. And the easiest way to prepare for people being late is, again, not necessarily spending all of your income. Okay, for example, if you charge them $1,000 worth of rent, and of course as they start paying you, what my wife and I do, we put money to the side. That way, when people are late, we're not necessarily worried about the mortgage being paid for. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the second reason is being because once you have that money put to the side, you should be able to not only cover the mortgage yourself, but the late fees that you add to that should suffice. Don't get me wrong. You can't predict. There's no crystal ball to determine who's going to be in the building at some point in the future. Okay, and that's the thing. You have to decide for yourself how you pick out certain people. Okay, again, there's no crystal ball to tell, but you have signs. For example, what their income is. If you're charging $1,000 a month and they make $1,400 a month, you're pushing it. Okay, so usually I go, if not double, I at least try to, like, for example, if I'm charged like 1,000, then we try to find someone that's at least making 2,000, and we're talking breaking home 2,000. Okay, that's net. That's being deposited into an account. Okay, and again, living expense is always the biggest expense that people are going to pay. But when they have $1,000 left over, this is where a lot of landlords don't know how to read credit reports, because they'll say, "Oh, this person's bringing in $1,700, and that could be net income. You could be charging them 1,000, but their card note could be $500 a month, and now they're going to survive just groceries, just from $200 a month, and not do anything else, and gas and insurance. So that you guys have to understand, when you become a landlord, you have to learn how to read a credit report. That way you can make sure that you're seeing what their car payment is and things of that sort. Okay, so again, the first thing, of course, is not spending all of your money. Number two, making sure that you have the late fees to suffice, when they're going to be doing so. And usually my late fees kick in right away. So if you're a day late, then of course, no, then it kicks in right then. And then after 10 days, from 10 to 15 days, that's when we start talking about, hey, is this the best place for you? Okay, because usually within 10 days, a whole week has gone by, and that's almost another paycheck. As long as there's communication, we're pretty chill about it. But at the same time, again, the late fees takes care of a lot of things. Okay, because again, that's that extra income. So it's actually a good thing when they're late, because we all make extra money. Okay, that's the number one reason, is that people are afraid of people being late. It's going to happen. Just prepare for it. Number two, things will break down in the building. That's just how it is. The building that we own was built in 1922. Very old building, but very solid. It was rehabbed back in 2010. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that's in there is fairly new and gently used, things of that sort. I say that to say, why, and the reason why I'm doing this video is because just this past week, all this stuff happened. Number one, there was actually water coming up from the basement. Well, I'm sorry, in the basement, there was water coming up. No one lives in the basement, thank God. But again, it's just for storage and, wash and dryer, things of that sort. Long story short, water started coming up, maybe like an inch. And usually in Chicago, of course, there are certain areas that flood or whatever the case may be, but it's snowing outside. So where they come from, there's actually some water that would go all the way down from the building, and then it would come back up. Again, small issue, took care of it, only cost us under $125, okay? So that's what that was. The second thing that happened this week, okay? The oven that had been there for I don't know how long, maybe 10 years, something like that, don't know. It looked like it was, and it's a dual oven, okay? And you guys have probably seen the photos. I don't know if you guys see like older videos or whatever, but it's a dual oven. So we had to make a decision. If we buy another dual oven, that's going to cost anywhere between, I don't know, $700 to $1,000, or we just go ahead and get it fixed, and that costs us 300 bucks. So you're already at 400 to get the oven situation fixed. And then, I'm sorry, I actually was 300. So it's 300 to get that fixed, then 125. So now you're already at $425. But if you spend all of your income, you won't be prepared for that. So what do my wife and I do? We simply put away $20 a week. We've been putting away $20 a week for the building since 2013 when we bought the building. So you're talking $5 of $20 a week. That adds up. That actually comes out to 52 weeks. That's over $1,000 a year. We did the math. That's why we do it. And so, of course, it's been 5 years. Now, out of the 5 years, we've had, of course, things happen. That basement issue has happened. Actually, that's the third time it's happened in 5 years. And, of course, different plumbers. But now, of course, got this guy, did the job. And, of course, it's get it done faster. So, of course, but over that time period, we probably spent on that less than $1,000 total within 5 years. And then we also had some other issues, very small issues. But I mean, the oven went out. That just happened. But other than that, I'm talking less than $2,000 in the last 5 years, just putting away $20 a week. You know, so not to mention the income that you make from the building, especially if you just give just a basic scenario. If the mortgage is $1,000 and you got two people, 2 units, and each unit is paying $1,000, now of course you're netting $1,000 because the other $1,000 is paying the mortgage. So now that's at least $12,000 a year income. Technically 24 gross, but 1,000 net times 12, that's 12,000. And then of course times 5 years, so 12 times 5 was at 60 grand. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. No one's over there. I'm just kind of doing the math in my head. But that kind of gives you guys an idea. So I mean, less than $2,000-3,000 worth of work ever in the last 5 years. And again, it's just having professionals ready to call. We're not slumlords. So as soon as we hear that something has happened, we immediately get on it. Heard that there was an oven issue, called a maintenance man that I know, and of course he was over there the next day. The plumbing issue, they didn't really affect them, so that wasn't necessarily a speed process, but we didn't want it to get worse. So of course he was over there the next day. And again, the money's already set to the side because that $20 a week. But those are the two reasons that I know of that most people don't want to be landlords. But again, there's ways to get out of this stuff, and it's simple stuff. And again, you don't even have to worry about this type of stuff either if you don't want to. You can always get a property management company. The reason why I'm so gung-ho about being a landlord is because, of course, we plan on buying more properties. We're actually looking to buy a commercial property at the end of this year. So again, that's going to be a slightly different realm, but we're most definitely interested in doing that. But I say all that to say, because as you get older, you could be the best person at your job, okay? But most people don't work a job where you can get a pension. And a 401k, let's be honest, if you're making $50,000 a year and you stay at your job for a while, let's just say you leave your job and you got, let's say, $500,000 in your 401k. That's a lot of money to have a 401k first off, okay? So, but let's just say $500,000 in your 401k and you were used to living off of $50,000 a year. Mathematically, how long is that going to last you, okay? And so you do the math on stuff like that. You say, well, man, that's probably going to last me 10 years. Exactly. So you have to have something coming in every single month. And then, of course, this is the building is going to be here, you know, for our children and our children's children. So you got to set stuff up like that. That's how people have had, you know, money for years, you know, coming to America, putting things together, owning land. Some people taking land. That's a whole other situation. But either way, having that land and, of course, just steady having that money coming in, and it's going to their family. So either way, hope this was helpful. If you guys ever have any interest on being a landlord, you probably have seen it already go across the bottom of the screen and down at the top. I did a video on how to be a landlord, how to find tenants, how to you know, do the application process, how to look at their report, how to put the rent on there. I mean, it's the entire layout, what to say in the description, everything. And of course, I think that was like for 35 bucks you guys can get that for. So it's pretty cool. And I'll put the link down below so you guys can check that out. And again, not always trying to sell you guys something, but sometimes people want me to focus on one particular subject. And again, unfortunately, you know, of course, with YouTube, everybody's situation is different. Everyone's state is different. And I don't want to necessarily, you know, just throw so much out there because everyone watches it from a different view. Some people watch it as current landlords. Some people want to be landlords. Some people say, listen, I thought about it, but I'm not really sure. So there's a lot of different things, you know, that, you know, we always kind of cover. But that's something that a lot of people are not doing. And it's it's a landlord kit. A lot of people don't sell landlord kits. I've never even seen one myself, actually. And I go through the entire process. It's not a 15-minute video. It's a 1 hour and 45-minute video, okay? So I'm telling you, you get most definitely get your money's worth. And you also get the actual lease agreement that we use, of course, for our state, but you can always customize it for your state. But you can also use our rental, no, well, potential tenant application. Okay, so you guys, that's universal. You can use that for anywhere. Okay, and just the entire process, you get all the documents that we use, and you get to watch the video, and also you can ask me any questions that you guys want to. So, okay, either way, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, like it. You want to share it, especially if you know someone that's looking to become a landlord. You're saying, or your significant other, you're saying, you know what, let's do this. Hey, I'm always willing to help. And of course, if you guys like this video so much so that you want to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and do so. Okay, thank you guys so much. Have a great day.